So all the neighbors grumble about them. I wish they'd leave. Man, they're a bunch of no good little freaking potheads. Little drug heads. The mama's never there. They always get into trouble. You know. So they were just nobody cared about them. And I'm like the Pied Piper because the Lord sent me to reach those people because Jesus cares about them and He wants them to be led out of Babylon into His kingdom of safety. And I used to be a greasy little gutter rat just like that. I did. Okay? When I was a kid, their age. I got in all kinds of trouble. So I'm thinking, yeah, Lord, I'm like the Pied Piper, man. I'm leading on little gutter rats like the little freaking kids that just drove by. That was flipping me the bird. And yelling at me because they're freaking stoned out of their freaking heads. And they're stupid. And they don't know no better. I lead them to you. I do. So about a week later, man, I'm walking because I'm trying to lose weight. That medicine I was on made me gain a whole bunch of weight, and I was trying to get rid of it. So I was walking through the neighborhood, and whenever I was walking on the other side of the neighborhood that I'd never really been around before until then, guess what? I saw those little kids. And no, it was at nighttime, that's right. It was at nighttime, and I was walking around. I would get my early morning walking in, and I would pray for my entire neighborhood. It was prayer. I was prayer walking is what I was doing. And so I walked down that road, and I recognized that car in front of that house in my neighborhood. That's what it was. And as soon as I walked up, and it was a cul-de-sac where it was parked, and I was going to round that cul-de-sac and keep walking and keep praying, them little teenage kids came out of the house, man. And I was like, man, I said, you own that car, bro? He's like, no, man, I don't own it, but my friend does. I was like, man, you need to tell him to come out here, dude. I got to talk to him. All right, dude. So they went in there and they got him. And all these little raggedy, little skinny skateboard kids with their little beanies on, man, and their Chuck Taylors and their Vans and their Misfit t-shirts or whatever they're wearing. I can't remember. Classic punk rock skater stuff like I used to be into. And he's like, man, what's going on? Hey, man. He went to high-five me and all that, and we started talking. I said, dude, you don't remember? I was walking down the road the other day, man, and man, y'all drove by, man. Y'all were yelling at me and flipping me the bird, dude. What's up with that? Oh, that was you, dude? I didn't know, man. I said, yeah, man, I live in this neighborhood, dude. I mean, that's not really that cool. Oh, bro, I'm sorry, man. I was like, it's okay, bro. So anyways, he said, hey, man, you want to come in? I was like, no, bro. I said, I don't really want to, do that. And he said, man, you don't party? I was like, no, man, I used to. I said, I get high on the Holy Ghost now, dude. He said, oh, yeah, okay, well, that's cool, man. I respect that. I said, all right. I said, hey, man, y'all just chill out, dude. I said, because if y'all get too rowdy, the cops are going to come, and y'all are probably going to go to jail. Because, I mean, you can smell the weed on them. So, anyways. So, I built a bridge right there. And I would see him, and I'd talk to him, when I'd do my rounds walking. And, trying to lose weight and prayer walking, too, at the same time. For the neighborhood. So, a month goes by, or a couple of months, I can't remember. But me and my mother was about to move back here. And I remember I was walking. And this is my whole point of this story. And I had a month earlier I said something about those kids being little greasy little gutter rats. and I was the Pied Piper. So I walked past the house, and none of those kids are there. The car's there. And on the side of the road, in the dirt, right before you get to the shoulder where it's grass, I see a dead rat. Big old freaking dead rat about that big. And I was like, man, that's weird. And then the Lord quickened me, and I was like, I think this might be a sign that the Lord is telling me to turn around. And so I wasn't for sure, but I acted in faith, and I believed it, because I wanted to see if I was right or not. And I turned around and I started walking back the way I came, past that house where the kids were. And all of a sudden, man, it was like out of nowhere. Kids come out of freaking woods. Kids come out of those houses from behind the house, and they just meet up with me and start talking. And they in 10 seconds earlier, it was a ghost town. All I saw was a dead rat. And the Lord spoke to me. He said, you need to really speak to those kids and tell them the truth about the path they're on, because they're going to wind up like that dead rat. And that's the hard reality, man. I have so many friends that are, died from drug overdoses or committed suicide, went to prison, then committed suicide. My cousin did. He got busted for selling drugs, and he got 10 years. And he got so depressed and discouraged. And the Aryan Brotherhood in that prison he was in wanted to kill him, because he was half Cajun and he was half Italian, and he had black hair, man. His skin was so brown, dude. I mean, he looked like a Mexican, and I ain't hating on Mexican people, or an Indian. He was dark, and my dad was the same way when he was young, and all my family on that side, got jet black hair and dark skin. So I ain't being racist when I say Mexican. I'm just not being politically correct either. So anyways, so they wanted to kill him, and that's, he committed suicide because he didn't want to get shanked. He didn't want to live in fear and terror, man. They were terrorizing him. So he killed himself. So anyways, I wound up I wound up going hard on them kids, man, and being salty with them, really. And they respected me, man. They asked me about the Holy Ghost, and they were, I knew that they were receiving what I was saying, because they were all still and they were all focused on me. Their mind wasn't somewhere else. They were open, and it was God flowing through me into them, the Holy Ghost, and really doing a work in them. I was planting some serious seed. So my whole point is, I saw the rock in the rubber band right there, and I wasn't for sure. Well, the rat was placed there too. I don't know how it got there. Either a car hit it, or the angels put it there. I don't know. Or maybe it just went poof, and it was there. I don't know. All I know is put there by God to get my freaking attention, to turn around to witness to those boys. And I was 100% right. I was 100% led of the Holy Ghost. I was 100% accurate. That sign, it was so subtle that I almost missed it. But then I caught it, and I didn't blow it off as just a rat laying there. I said, there's a possibility that could be God. And whenever I acted on that possibility and turned around, they were right there. That's powerful. So, anyways, I'm gonna make another video, and I want to share another story with you. You stay tuned.